Lights low, mics high. Yeah, let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak.
It's time to clock in. Crime o'clock starts now.
Screenshot save, timelines tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say elected, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
It's time to clock in. Crime o'clock starts now.
Welcome back to Typically Unique. Hello, everybody. Sorry for that delay. And then I forgot to plug in some of my devices. So an extra delay on top of a delay. Oh, I hope everybody's having a great day today. This channel is Crime O'Clock, Typically Unique Crime O'Clock. I'm Kim. Thank you for joining me today, and we are going to cover true crime, all true crime cases. So I found a couple new headlines today. Of course, it was breaking that the former Prince Andrew has been arrested. So I want to cover all the headlines. Interesting possible discussion to connect to the Idaho 4 case. Maybe we talk a lot about fraternities and sororities in the Idaho 4 case. And I found an incident that happened, I think just yesterday, I'll have to look at the date when I pull it up, but there was a frat raid and they actually got video footage of a hazing. So I found that very interesting. There's also an article about it. So I'm going to cover that at the end. We're going to close with that. And then of course, our main coverage right now is about Nancy Guthrie. So I don't think there has been anything major updated in that case, besides the fact that they're saying authorities are now looking into Mexico. So we will discuss that. I want to say hello to everybody. Hi, Christina. You guys thank Christina in the chat. She holds this chat down. I appreciate her. Skull, hello, hello. Let's drop Skull's link in here, you guys. He goes live. He was showing some Prince Andrew footage earlier, and he makes amazing music videos, and he ties them to true crime cases. So that's unique. So check him out. Hello, Kenny. Who else did I see in here today? Okay. Also, I wanted to ask everybody in chat, please let me know. And if you are watching on replay, please leave a comment. What is your most intriguing case right now that you want to see coverage on? I'm curious about the files, the e-files, especially with this former Prince Andrew arrest. There's going to be, it's tied, right? It's tied together. So the information that comes out of that, I have not dug into that personally. I've heard some information about that, but it is true crime, apparently, obviously. And speaking of that, before we get into the coverage of this arrest on royalty, I want to speak about those files for a minute, because just my opinions, this is my opining opinion only. But I don't think there has been enough uproar, outrage, and coverage about those files. I think it's being buried and has been for a long time. I feel like, well, I know I watched documentaries years ago, probably decades ago, about the man who was arrested and later found either deceased or disappeared from his jail cell. I'm in Ohio. There was a connection with him back to Ohio. These things have been known. The people have been known. Some of those documentaries, they covered clear business connections with people. There's a lingerie company, with the angel wings that, that person's been traced to victims from Florida. I mean, victims have come out and spoke, and they speak, it's noticed, and it goes away. I mean, that's been going on forever. And I do have a message from Virginia Guthrie. She was one of the main victims that really led the charge in speaking out. She was very brave, and I don't think enough people believed her. She was silenced. Thank goodness she ended up writing a book, and she enabled a lot of other victims to speak out. And to me, it's very clear that those victims have been scared. So they need that evidence to come out if it's there. I mean, I'm not into making things up that aren't there, but from what I've been hearing from people that have seen the files that are in there, it sounds really bad. So we're going to see what the news has to say about that. You're welcome, Christina. Curious Rose, hello. Good to see you. Mike, hello. That's right, Mike. There have been, in Florida, there was a case. There was an arrest, I believe. Well, I don't know how far it went. with the estate down there and the woman and the man that are connected to all of this. There were a lot of, and those girls were in high school. There was a local high school down there where girls were being lured from, and they got caught, and it never went anywhere. Because people in power change the rules. So yeah, this has been going on for a long time. So I'm glad you guys have opinions about that too. All right, so let's look at this. Let me make sure. Nope. I was trying to have my screen all shared and ready, and then I got squirreled. Okay, there we go.
Development in Great Britain. Former Prince Andrew arrested in connection with his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. It follows weeks of new revelations about their friendship following the U.S. Justice Department's release of millions of files from the Epstein case. NBC's Raf Sanchez is in London for us. Raf, good morning to you. First of all, what have you been able to learn so far?
Craig, good morning. This is a fast-moving situation, but here's what we know so far. British police took former Prince Andrew into custody early this morning, local time, in Norfolk. That is in the east of England. It's where he's been living since he was forced out of his royal home in Windsor earlier this month. Now, police are not officially naming him. They are saying at this point that they have taken a man in his 60s into custody. And the allegation, Craig, is misconduct in public office. This is effectively an allegation of corruption. Now, this is important because Andrew, of course, has faced repeated allegations that he sexually abused some of Epstein's trafficking victims. British police are saying that at this point, they are looking into allegations he misused his public office. Now,
okay, right there. Red flag number one. It's just misconduct. Downplaying, always downplaying. Hi, William. Hi, Stuart. And it's for corruption. It's nothing to do with abuse or assault. And he's already been accused of those things. What came of that? Like, when are they going to do something? Sorry, I said I was going all out today on this.
They are not giving further details at this point, but what we do know is in that massive release of Department of Justice emails from the convicted sex offenders' accounts, there were emails from Prince Andrew, who was a prince back then, back in 2010 to Jeffrey Epstein. He was serving at that point as a trade envoy for the British government. He had access to sensitive trade information, and he sent some of that trade data to Epstein. Again, this is back in 2010. This is after Epstein was convicted in Florida in 2008 when the prince was sending him these emails. Now, this is a serious offense. If he is charged, it's worth saying at this point, he has been arrested.
Okay, that's weird. Or something to try not to use that word anymore. That is peculiar and something that should probably be highlighted and discussed. 2010, JE is already arrested. He's already arrested. And this guy, Andrew, is emailing him trade information. So emailing him something important and valuable. Why would you be giving somebody that's in trouble something valuable? Like, do you want him to do a favor for you? Are you worried? Like, what are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of that? Statute of limitations has probably ran out. I mean, for something this big, I would hope not.
has not been charged. This is an offense that can carry prison time. And it underscores, Craig, just the stunning fall from grace. We have been discussing with royal historians here in London this morning, trying to find any precedent for this. No one can think of a situation in the modern era where the king's younger sibling has been arrested on suspicion of public corruption and is potentially facing charges. In terms of what would happen next year, first steps would be some kind of decision about bail, and then it would be in the hands of prosecutors over whether to formally bring charges. Correct?
All right, Ref Sanchez Force there in London. Ref, stand by. Let us bring in NBC's chief international correspondent, Keir Simmons, who has covered.
I think with that statement, William, I think they should completely investigate it all the way out. I don't think they do that. I think there's enough things to imply it. But again, like I said, I haven't really dug into the actual information, but it might not. Maybe it's only corruption, but the allegations have already been made. There's already been, and I think it was more than allegations. If I backed it up, I think they said, let me do that. What did they say? Let me see. They said
2008, when the prince
2008
to Epstein. Again, this is back in 2000. Was a prince back then. Back in 2010, to Jeffrey Epstein.
I want to go to this.
Trafficking victims. British police are saying that at this point, they are looking into allegations he misused his public office. Now,
hold on, I'm going to find it.
Now, this is important because Andrew, of course, has faced repeated allegations that he sexually abused some of Epstein's trafficking victims. British police are saying that at this point, they are looking into allegations he misused his public office.
Okay, so there have only been allegations. So that's where it stands. So he's not been convicted of anything. He hasn't been arraigned or anything like that. So, oh, that's true. Like all these different islands have different home countries, right? They're countries of authority or whatever. All right, let me go back to where we were.
Ref Sanchez Force there in London. Ref, stand by. Let us bring in NBC's chief international correspondent, Keir Simmons, who has covered the royal family for decades. And again, Keir, former Prince Andrew, it should be noted here, arrested on his 66th birthday. Good morning to you. Tell us a little bit more about what you've been able to glean from the situation so far.
Well, as Raf said, a fall from grace, and to be arrested on your 66th birthday, on your birthday in the early hours of the morning, well, that is quite something. I mean, Craig, look, this is a royal scandal alongside scandals that we've seen through the decades, but the royal family have been trying to distance themselves. We've seen that in the fact that we now call him Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, not Prince Andrew. His title was taken away. His airs and graces, if you like, were taken away. We've seen that in the messaging from King Charles, who frankly has had for a long time a fairly distant relationship with his brother, but also even with Prince William. You'll remember, Craig, just in the past few weeks, on a trip to Saudi Arabia, Prince William and the Princess of Wales, Catherine, put out.
Okay, so if he wasn't officially charged with anything in the past, there were just allegations, then why did they strip him of his title and like kick him out? Just because of the stain on the family name? I mean, it's not anything. I mean, for him, it's legal, you know, probably losing rights and claims to things, but I'm sick of the privilege. Sorry. If that was an average Joe Schmo, I don't think it would have went that way.
a statement about the Epstein scandal, talking about their feelings for the victims of that scandal. And clearly it was heartfelt and it was a personal message. But I think it was also part of this process of moving Andrew away from the royal family. One of the questions, of course, Craig, is going to be whether that's really possible, because, for example, the royal watchers are talking now about the question of whether there are emails that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor will have sent while he was a trade envoy, while he was a working member of the royal family. Does Buckingham Palace have records of those emails? Will Buckingham Palace be expected to hand over that kind of evidence? So the possibility that
Okay. I had that question too. Why did I think he was like a cousin or something? He's a brother. Well, I guess they're calling him Prince. So yeah, he has to be a brother if he's the prince. They said younger brother, right? Charles is the oldest, so that's why he's the king. That's how monarchies work. Hey, Mike. Hello. Thanks for dropping Dago's link. True Crime Cafe with Dago. They're talking about evidence at the let me rewind this a little bit. Let me see.
Records of those emails. Will it be expected? Will Buckingham Palace be expected to hand over that kind of evidence? So the possibility that the royal family get pulled into this is very real.
So, I mean, this is where I lose my mind. Are they above the law? Is the royal family above the law? Oh, there he is. Thank you for doing that, because that catches my eye.
I know. I have to do it over with DA sometimes.
You what?
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am blah today, but I'm faking it till I make it.
I was gonna ask if you were feeling better. I know. No. Well, you look like you feel better.
Well, thank you. Like I said, faking it. I'm gonna text Carlos and say, bring me some Gatorade and some ginger ale.
Listen, get the it's called Gator Light. It's a combination of Gatorade and Pedialyte. All you need is one, and you feel like $1 million immediately. It's crazy.
Okay, I'll tell him to look for it. Thank you.
It's a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it because it does make you feel amazing.
Yeah. What do you think about this old Andrew buddy here?
It was coming. And it was crazy you're doing this, because I was just talking to Mikey, Cassie, and SRB in the Discord. That's when I saw your link, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go. And we were just talking about this, because not only do we know that Andrew was, we know he was stripped of all of his royalties, blah blah blah. They set him out to live in a little shack out.
Yeah.
Took everything away from him. He had his military stuff stripped, and then I think Elizabeth, we were just talking, was the one that stripped all the royal stuff from him before she passed. He's like nothing compared to what should come out with Charles. King Charles.
Wait, say that again.
King Charles, Diana's husband.
Yeah.
Like, from my understanding, I was reading stuff past few years that he should be on that list as well, and like way up on that list, from my understanding. So
so there could be, so the news clip that we're watching, they're like, is the royal palace going to be expected to release these emails? Are they special? Are they excluded from our laws of society? Like, come on.
They think they are. They always have. One thing I remember Elizabeth saying a long time ago was that she didn't want people to think that they were treated any better than the rest of the world, but they are. We all know that they are, and she tried to keep things in order, I think.
Did you watch the show about her, the Elizabeth show?
Yes.
It was fascinating. She really did seem like a down to earth person.
She was a lot like what I believe Princess Diana was like a real person, you know what I'm saying?
Tried to be in that.
Charles and Andrew and even Philip, Elizabeth's husband, was in some dirty, dark shit. Like dirty,
Philip.
dark.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was basically a king, you know what I mean? But
Right.
this whole family, I'm telling you, I think they should, Kim. They should have to take the same steps that the rest of the world should have to. You're no better than any of us just because you have that crest and that title. Just saying, it's not fair.
For some reason, they're starting with them, probably because, they're not official government. They're not official government. They are a leftover of historical times.
Yes.
It's more for the nostalgia and the history of that area. They are more like symbols, she does get to, I do believe the king or queen gets to like have a seat at the table.
But they don't, but they don't really pay attention to them anymore. The prime minister and their government is their government, period. That's all for looks is what the royal family is basically. So I don't think they'll be able to hold anything back from it. They should be forced to expose it all truly and show the world, this is what's really going on. That's the whole point behind this, in my opinion.
They'll say the emails were deleted or the server got lost or
there was a fire. They left the refrigerator door open. All of that fun stuff.
That was an Idaho 4 reference, you guys, if you don't know.
Yes, it was. I like your little peep thing. That's cool.
Thanks. It's the peeps. Yeah.
That is cool. I like that. So yeah, what do you think on this?
Well, that was my point, is that I think that they're starting with the royalty because it's not official government. And in my opinion, I think that this is going to probably affect every government probably around the world. Who knows how deep this goes? And it's like probably the first domino. I saw a tweet this morning. That's why I got up and I was looking for like what broke overnight, on Twitter. And someone posted a image and it was like a countdown and it was like 1.
Oh, yeah. And I agree with you. I think they're going to make an example out of this. Okay.
Yeah.
And because of how high up this goes and who this is, they're going to make an example over this. And it's,
yeah, that is just gonna, it's not that I don't think they're making it up. I mean, it's what's coming out. It's what's coming out publicly. And we know that when average citizens can get their hands on this stuff, and we're the ones that start making it public. The media can't hide it anymore. The government can't hide it. Then, it's going to start coming out. All right. I just want to listen. So far what we know is that he was taken into custody yesterday, this morning, they said this morning, their time, whatever their time is. It's his birthday and he's 66. So everybody's like numerology, he's arrested for misconduct leading to corruption. I'm like, okay. And supposedly in 2010, he sent trade information to Epstein.
Yep.
After he was arrested. He was already arrested. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I heard that story before. Supposedly that was to help him get out of, I don't know. That's just what I heard. I don't know what it means for sure, but it was to help him get out of his trouble, per se, I guess.
For sure. It was probably dirty information about somebody else to blackmail them. That's what on the surface, that's what it looks like. We can't say that for sure.
Happy birthday to you, buddy, because good. I'm going to say that good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about this. We were talking about the Kennedys and we were talking about this family, and it's crazy that you were doing this today.
Breaking news.
Go for it. Run your video, dear. I'm interested.
Yep.
Are you putting it up on screen too?
Virginia Roberts Giuffre. That statement reads in part, today our hearts are broken. Our broken hearts have been lifted at the news that no one is above the law, not even royalty. On behalf of our sister, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, we extend our gratitude to the police for the investigation and arrest of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Again, that coming from the family of Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Of course, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, one of the most prominent.
I see you guys talking about Virginia Giuffre. That's who he's talking about right now. She's one of the main victims in all of that. And I have some information about her after this.
Accusers in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal who died by suicide last year. Keir, thank you. Raf, thank you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app.
Got to remember to catch them before
How long do you think it'll be before they get to Charles? Because that's coming too. That's coming too, because he's on that list, all over that list.
It depends what they do with these. I mean, that's why I think the news is going crazy right now with all the coverage about other things. Like they're really burying. And it's not that I'm not saying Nancy Guthrie really got kidnapped. I think she really got kidnapped. But,
yeah,
you know, you make a choice. Do we report on her 24/7 or do we do 50-50? The breaking files and her, like, how do you do that?
Which one's the distraction for the other one? You know what I mean? I get you 100%.
Yeah,
I knew this stuff was coming. I'm surprised that they started with him, but whatever. It's gonna roll out. It's just gonna roll downhill.
I really think it's because they're not like really government officials, so they're kind of like breaking the ice. We're breaking the ice with somebody that is known worldwide, authoritative, but not really political. And then so that when the next one comes and it's not going to be as, it will still be shocking, but it's already like broke the ice. That's my opinion.
My understanding is the guy that was, what the hell is his name? The prime minister, not the one that they have now, but the one that they had there for a while back. I can't think of
what area of the world?
Yeah, England, the UK, the prime minister. What the hell was his name? The British.
Why am I not thinking
British
of
prime minister? I can't think of
anybody
his name.
in chat.
Anyway, whatever his name is, he's supposedly on that list as well. So we'll see. And he is an official, governmental, political. So I'll see. I'm curious to see how that unfolds and if that happens.
Oh yeah. The prime minister's like the president.
Yes, based 100%. So
yep, that's what I'm saying. Like they'll do royal family, and they'll go to the prime minister.
David Cameron. No, not Boris. What was the other guy? He was very popular for a while. Jesus, I can't.
Someone will put it in chat in a minute. We'll come back to it.
Later.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
He lost all of his royal stuff, Sarah. Like they stripped him of everything, including his military. All his military is what they took first. His medals that he had and his levels in the military there, they took that, and then she took Tony Blair. That's it. Thank you, William. I knew one of you guys.
Yes, Tony Blair. Thank you. I knew they'd come through. Thanks, Stuart.
Yep, Tony Blair. That's the one I was talking about. He's supposedly on that list too. So we'll see. But this is going to be wild, Kim. It's going to be wild.
Well, what are your thoughts? I have not touched the files.
I haven't either.
I don't have them downloaded. I haven't gone to a website, but I have listened to people. There are some really good people. There's two people on TikTok that I listen to that do the news, and one's an attorney, and she really breaks stuff down.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And so I'll like listen to like their highlights and what they say, but and I asked earlier for the chat to let me know if that's something that I wouldn't do 2 hours straight on, but just to see what are the facts, I guess. That's all we need is what's the facts. Like who and what is all I want to know. Like who and what. I don't need to be on here doing a show showing graphic content or anything like that. But just to get the information. I think information is important, and that's why we do our shows. And it's true crime. It is true crime.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Yes. Yeah. Sarah D. Irish says yes. Okay. So
I'm like you. I don't need to see photographs. I don't need to put out little girls' names or anything like that. Just Who was it and what did they do? That's what I want to know. And that's all it is to put the information out so everybody knows that these people are not good people, period. That's all. So
yeah, so I might do little snippets about that. Okay, so then we have oh, wait a minute. What are you doing? I sometimes I feel like someone hacks into my computer. I'm like,
I get it.
things are playing on their own. I don't know where they're coming from.
It happens to me all the time.
Oh my gosh.
All the time.
Hold on, you guys. I do have this stuff all lined up, so just be a second. Oh, right here. Oh my God. Plus my brain is functioning at like 80% probably.
Believe me, I know that feeling for sure.
Yeah, you just went through it.
Yes. I hope you don't get what I had.
Oh, I must not have saved the video. Oh no, that's Nancy. What did I do here? Here, this one. This is what I want. This is what I want. Okay, so we know Virginia Giuffre. She is one of the victims that was making lots of allegations against the whole ring and all that stuff. What's in the files and stuff like that. So I don't know if she was the first one to come out, but she was the most vocal, like very vocal. Ended up writing a book about it. Thank goodness, because then she's not with us anymore. So
yeah,
I have questions about that. Hey, Sleuther. Hi, Jesse
really
Lynn.
that she took her own life because of this mess.
Yeah. Hello, Shits and Giggles. And I
love that name.
Everybody. Oh, Sarah D. Eilish. Hello, Irish. Tongue twister.
Guys, make sure you guys are following Sarah over on Twitter. She puts out some amazing stuff on the Idaho 4 stuff, guys. She really does.
Yes. She made a comment that said, King, help me out with his name.
Charles.
King Charles had a response out before she had her coffee this morning.
I'm sure he did. They have to. Even though Andrew is detached from the royal family, he's still part of the royal family. So yeah, they got to cover their butts.
Okay, so this is super short, just super short, but this is a member from Virginia's family just kind of reacting. Because she really, I mean, I think she was bashed. She was, they tried to like defame her. They tried to really deny, like more than deny, like
they demoralized her.
Yes.
And that's just that's even an understatement, folks. They tried to make her look so bad. It was disgusting. I remember all that, and none of it was true. The things they said about her and everything that happened was all coming from his direction, not hers. And they tried to make it look like she was welcoming and starting all this stuff, and she's the one that provoked it all. None of that's true. So it's disgusting what they did, and unfortunately we lost her because of that. So
yeah. So I'm assuming, because this is a picture of Prince Andrew. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor or not. He's in the bottom circle, and then there's a woman in the other circle. That must be Virginia, I'm assuming. And then the girl with the black hair is a family member that's going to speak.
Jesse's saying that Charles is in there. I'm surprised. I was told and read somewhere that he's supposedly mixed up in there too somewhere. Unless they told
what was the comment?
Jesse said that. I think she was saying that Charles isn't in there. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, I don't know. That's why if I want to talk about it, I gotta know the information, so that's why I'm gonna go.
Oh, Tony Blair. I'm sorry. My apologies, you guys.
Oh, that Tony Blair was not in there?
Yeah, I heard that he was, but see, there again, it could just be a rumor. So my apologies. I don't mean to interrupt anything, Kim. I'm sorry.
No,
And
you're
thank
good.
you, Jess. Thank you, Jesse.
All right, so here we go. I figured out how to make it.
NBC's Hallie Jackson spoke exclusively to her family this morning about what this arrest means to them. Take a listen to what they had to say.
It feels like this surreal moment, a piece of justice that like Virginia has been fighting for this entire time. We're so freaking proud of our sister right now.
Aw, that's her siblings.
So
Short and sweet.
So sad.
Yeah, she was a fighter. All right, so then there's an article here, and it just says the family of the late Virginia Guthrie, who publicly accused convicted, S offender Jeff E. and former Prince Andrew of abuse and died by, last year, is applauding the Andrews arrest Thursday. Her brother Sky Roberts and sister-in-law Amanda Roberts, so that's who was speaking, told NBC News the arrest feels like a surreal moment and a piece of justice. All right. See if there's information in here. The younger brother, so Andrew is the younger brother of King Charles III, was arrested over suspicions of misconduct in public office after being accused of sharing confidential information with E while working for the British government in 2010. What are we at? 2026? 16 ago? This is pretty powerful. Her sibling said, he was never a prince. For survivors everywhere, Virginia did this for you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hero.
Absolutely.
Charles shared a statement of his own, pledging his wholehearted support and cooperation with authorities. I hope they hold to that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when his name shows up.
Andrew has been linked to Epstein for years, and he has appeared in the E-Files. Oh, there you go. Well, This is from TMZ. TMZ said it, including... This is a little graphic. There's certain images of him in a certain position. Yeah. Can you read that? I mean, I'm not out loud, but can you see it?
Oh, yeah. I saw that very quickly. Yeah.
I'm not going to read that out loud because it's a little racy, but he's in a particular situation with young women. That's oh my gosh.
I'm not surprised.
So he was stripped of his royal titles in late 2025. Okay. And okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. They can take action on that. They can strip him of all his titles and everything, but they're not going to press charges against that. Because if they do it to him, they're going to have to do it to everybody. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Yeah, it would be too much. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that Charles's name is going to pop up here fairly quickly, okay? And that's going to be a disaster, in my opinion, you guys.
That's got to be... Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's bad. That's so bad.
I wonder if this is Virginia holding a picture of herself when she was younger.
It is, yeah.
So these must be with her with other victims.
That's what I think.
Can you imagine the
that one right there to the left with the reddish hair? I've seen her before. I'm pretty sure she's one of the victims too.
Yeah. It's going to be important. I'm going to get their names. All right. So then they're going to talk about Maxwell. Okay, so Guthrie was one of the first people to publicly come forward and accuse Epstein of abuse. So she was one of the first.
Yes.
She met him when she was 16 years old, and his little sidekick, girly friend, recruited her.
Oh, but Jelaine, how do you say her name? Jelaine or
Yeah, Ghislaine.
Jelaine, I don't know how to say it.
So she probably, ooh, this is interesting. The ad. Sorry, guys.
DSW. Let us surprise you.
Oh, that's one of my, I love shoes.
One of Jeffrey Epstein's victims, Virginia Giuffre, the woman who died by suicide, is how it was reported, who died by suicide last week.
There he is.
Her death is not sitting well, at least the way it was reported is not sitting well with her father.
We should say she became particularly front and center in the news because she claimed there was a relationship or there was some interaction with Prince Andrew. He denied it. He famously did a disastrous TV interview about it.
Right.
And there was a lot of swirl with this.
Right. And so look, I think her father went on Piers Morgan's show and I think said that.
I did not see the interview.
You need to see that interview, I'm telling you.
Oh, I gotta write that down. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I forgot about
And he
that.
did it. They said it. They did he did an interview on what channel or what show?
I don't remember who did the interview. It's been a minute, but that interview was insane. My wife made me watch it. I was like, oh wow, it was disastrous. Harvey's right about that.
All right, I'll look it up. I'll find it.
You gotta find it. Yeah, it was horrible.
This is Virginia's dad.
I'm looking for it.
Quiet thing out loud.
Well, the story came out that she took her own life.
Right. And
the story came out that she took her own life.
Right. And a lot of people immediately thought, did she really take her own life? Well, her father is now, like I said, saying that out loud. Here's what he said to Piers Morgan.
Tell me about your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life.
Highly unusual.
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening. It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide, there's no way that she did. Somebody got to her.
Well, Jeffrey Epstein's dead. And
what's interesting is, listen, Jeffrey Epstein is almost in the past on this because it's really Prince Andrew.
Right. And that's my point.
And Prince Andrew.
He never said that. We should, to be fair.
Is that her?
Yeah.
That's got to be her. 2001.
There's Ghislaine, him, and her. Yes, she was. I think
wow.
At that time. Wow. And I think I had the right interview. It's backstage for you if you want it.
Okay. These kind of photos are all over the place. Not just her, other people and other, all over the place.
And he's got his arm wrapped around her. It's gross to me. Gross.
Yep.
He never said that.
And also, I'm not in any way saying that but I'm saying that definitely it was Prince Andrew versus Virginia. And that's the way this unfolded in the news. And, you would say, well, is it the royal family? Well, the royal family has at least publicly tried to distance itself from Andrew in various ways.
Yeah.
But that's his position.
It's very important to note here that this investigation is actually still ongoing. The matter of her death, her suicide, has not been completely investigated yet. Authorities ruled this as a suicide early in the investigation, but they have not completely ruled out foul play completely just yet. And there are red flags here that I think are very valid to discuss, including the previous claims that she made, saying in no way, shape, or form was she suicidal. Also, the matter of suicide or the method of suicide has not been revealed by authorities either. So we don't even know the nature of this. And I assume that her father probably knows a lot more than we, the public, even know. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's true that he certainly, I would hope, knows more than we know.
I got to tell you, this wouldn't be, and again, I
wonder how much of the details about what happened to her, I don't know anything about it. All I know is that, they said that happened.
My understanding is what I remember is at some point, supposedly she was hit by a bus.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
And then at that point there's some point after that is when she supposedly took her own life. And I don't believe she did. I don't. There was a lot going on with that in the background, Kim. And it's so weird. Like the bus thing and then that. I don't think she did.
There's a lot of instances where there's been political accusations or things like that, and then things like that happen.
Right. I mean, think about it. She made the statement like they just talked about, where she had said somewhere in the past that she was she wasn't suicidal. She was married to someone. She had a child. There it is, right there. A mother that has a small child typically is not going to be they're not going to take their own life. Okay. Because most mothers have that intuition that know that their child needs them. They're not going to leave that child alone, period. I'm just saying, from what we've seen, some people do. It does happen, yes, but I don't think it happened. I don't. Not the way they said it did.
Sluther, we were looking at that picture of Andrew with Virginia, and Sluther said, but he never met her.
No, he has no idea who she is with his hand wrapped around her waist. You're such a liar, bro.
Oh my God, that's a good one. All right, let me just finish this, and then I'm going to look at the video you dropped. Not the whole thing, probably, but just to get a gist of how it went.
It's wild.
No way am I casting aspersions on the royal family with this, but it reminds me of after Princess Diana died, Dodi Fayed's dad went on a mission saying that the royal family was behind the death, or at least certainly
which was never.
Oh, I remember that.
Never proven out, but
we're covering that now.
I understand
You covered that?
No, we're at DA's on Sunday. We're doing something different every Sunday.
Right, you guys were doing Cobain.
We did the Kurt Cobain series, so I came up with an idea because I was actually going to cover it on my channel, and I was like, why don't we just do it here? So we're gonna be covering the truth behind Princess Diana's death now, because I don't believe she was.
Ooh, that'll tie on nicely to current events.
Yeah, and it wasn't an accident in my opinion with that one. So I've always thought that.
Yeah.
Father's, uncertainty about this.
Hi, my name is Carolina. I'm from Miami, and I think they were a little bit too quick to rule suicide. I do think it's a little bit weird. It's such a high-profile case. So I just.
All right, they're taking viewer questions. Are they answering her? There they go.
Sometimes it is murky. Sometimes it's obvious.
Right.
And we have no idea
we
what
don't
it is.
know.
We just don't know
the manner. Yeah,
that's right.
They're like, we're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's look at what the accused had to say for himself back in the day.
This is through BBC, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's 6 years ago. 1 minute. Just a little bit.
Oh, you got it? You're controlling it? Okay.
I can send you the link if you want it.
No, you're good.
Okay.
How long is it?
That's fine.
The full thing is only 49 minutes, but
just pick out some clippets of where he really like fumbles, and because I got a couple other things.
I'll let it start off to show the beginning, and then I'll scrub through it and show you different things in it.
Okay, and one more thing. Am I echoing?
I don't hear one.
Chat, let me know if I have an echo or not. And then remember when you play it, because as you played it, I thought I heard an echo on the video. So
as we'll get that, he starts sweating and getting like it's just, you can tell he's absolutely a mess over this, Kim. It's a mess.
I as soon as she started naming specific places, I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, and you can just watch it progress. Like it's so crazy. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, this is interesting. Okay.
Lie. Oh my God, you're such a liar, bro. Jesus, whatever. Sorry, you guys.
Deny.
Oh, for God's sakes. The man's lying through his ear holes, you guys. It's that bad. It's crazy. Let's just look at him. Look. It's like,
Well,
and she knows it's true too. That's the problem, but whatever.
I don't know how many people in here in chat are a lot younger than us, but our generation, we've been trained to see through the BS because we had to go through Clinton and like all these other allegations back in the day where first thing they do is completely deny. And then they'll admit just a little bit. And then they'll admit just a little bit more.
More until
And
it all falls out.
So we don't fall for this anymore.
Never. No, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Sorry, Bill. We know the truth, buddy. But yeah. What kills me though, Kim, honestly, is when it's like, it's almost like it's so ridiculous. Like somebody saying that woman's wearing a red sweater and he's going, no, it's purple. And it's absolutely red. There's no doubt about it. It's absolute lies. He knows he's lying and he knows the world knows he's lying, but he just continues on with it, you know? He went, okay, we have to talk about this. You know this, okay? So you, sir, went to stay with a convicted sex offender to stay with him so that you could tell him that it's inappropriate for you to be together because he's a registered sex offender. So I'm calling bullshit.
I went there to break it off with him.
How stupid of a statement. I asked myself, Andrew, what are you doing? What
else could you say? I mean, he cannot. It's like with the photo, the information about Epstein was all over the world. You can't deny knowing it. You can't say you didn't know.
He absolutely knew. He knew, and all he had to do, if that's the truth, was pick it up and say, hey, Jeff, listen, bro, I know we're friends. I know we're really good friends, even though I tell everybody we're not, but we can't be seen together anymore. So you're not going to be seeing me for a while. No, instead, this idiot goes and stays with him in the middle of...
I think they get away with stuff for so long that they just don't think about it as hard after a while and just think, I can do what I want. But William has the answer because I was there and I needed a place to stay.
Yeah, okay.
He could have said that.
Sure. Yeah. On we go. That statement right there in itself just is like, I can't believe you said that. If they were there, I never saw them. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what are you doing? This is crazy. Did you see his face?
Did you see his face?
What?
He went, what? Where did you pull that name from?
How did you know that? Oh my God. Shit. We're in trouble now. That was classic. I love it.
That was great.
Foot massage.
Can you pause it for a second?
Absolutely. I love it.
That's the look of like a 5-year-old child that's like, I don't want to admit anything, but oh my gosh, they know. How do they know?
I swear to you, I didn't take the last cookie. I swear. And then they show you the photo, the video that they took of you taking the last cookie on their foot. You know what I mean? It's exactly what this is, Kim. It's the damn mess. It is.
And I agree with William. Like, he could be just answer the question. She's like, was that you? No.
Yeah.
Like, just say no. Like,
the faces and the stuttering around it, and it gets worse. Oh boy. Honest to God, it gets worse. And they spent every waking minute together doing the shit they were doing. 100%. Come on now.
Tony. Hi, Tony. He's cracking me up. He should have said no. She was Ukrainian, not Russian.
Honestly, well, Scully said something about he should have just said no, I'm gay or something. It would have been better for him at that point, but he didn't.
It wasn't my foot. It wasn't my foot.
No, I don't know whose foot they saw, but it wasn't mine. I'm surprised he didn't look at his foot too. The faces he's making is what's killing me with this.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Randy Andy. That's what he was known as.
Thanks for the laughs, you guys. Oh, and hello. One more Italian girl. Hey.
Hey, Italian girl. Is that how we get out of stuff, Kim? That photograph was doctored, but I don't ever remember that being taken.
Oh, and we can't prove that it's doctored.
Never. Never. This is so funny to me.
Recall.
I think that's getting flagged, Dago. I just got a notification.
What'd you say?
I think that's getting, it says your stream has been temporarily blocked because we detected video belonging to someone else.
Oh shit. Did they take it down?
Let me see. Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know if it was does TMZ do that? Maybe it was me.
This is BBC. They've never taken me down before.
What does
it'll come back. You'll come back. Don't worry about it. I pulled it down, but I've ran BBC shit like I don't know how many times.
Well, that's what does TMZ usually flag people?
No, I run their stuff all the time too.
Okay. Yeah, it's still running though. We're still here.
We're here. It blacked it out for a minute. It's happened to me many times.
All right. Well, we got the gist. He was deny, and
yeah, just give it a few seconds here to come back. That's crazy. It might be because it's such a important interview with them.
Oh yeah,
it'll come back. It'll come back. We just have to take it off the thing. That's all.
Oh yeah.
There you are. We're back. It'll come back. We just have to take it off the thing. All right, we're back.
Oh, it does say. Okay. So in chat, the screen just went black for a little bit, but the chat kept going. Hi, Krista. I hope I saw you earlier. I don't know if I said hi.
Sorry, guys, but go watch the rest of it if you haven't seen it, because the whole thing is absolutely comical. It is.
Yeah. All right. So we know that's going on. I don't need to. I'm like, that makes me sick. So, did you see that whole?
Oh, yeah.
That whole situation. Okay. So I was looking for like trending current things and I came across this. So, there's a fraternity, I think it's Iowa. Let me see. It's University of Iowa's Alpha Delta Phi fraternity house. And there's body cam footage. And this was shown 23 hours ago. And now I found it on Twitter and I'm like gun shy now on sources, but I Googled it and it really was news. Like there's an NBC like article.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to share this because I just think it's interesting when we've been discussing all the fraternities and sororities and stuff in Idaho and what are their behaviors like? What do they do?
Yeah,
you know?
right.
And all that stuff. You guys get it. I'm hanging there by a thread, Krista. Can't even talk right today. Okay, so it's right here. Is it showing?
Not yet.
I gotta add it. There we go.
There it goes.
So this is the police. Look where they're at.
Oh, wow. What the hell?
Does anyone want to be forthcoming on what's going on?
Hey, this stops here, guys. This is a police department. This stops here. Who's in charge?
They're upstairs.
How about we start cleaning this up? Everyone take their blindfolds off.
Look at that floor. Can you guys see it? It looks wet and grimy. They look soaked, some of them. Oh my gosh.
Shit. I've already given multiple commands to clear the room and get out of here, but no one's moving.
Oh my gosh. They gave them commands to move and no one's moving. And then look at this guy right here in the sweatshirt. He's chill. He came down the stairs with a drink.
Apparently they're taking this pretty serious.
Yeah, yes.
You in charge? You still haven't found out who's in charge?
Probably Rush.
Might want to ask our house dad.
Where's he at?
Summit. Working at Summit.
Summit. That's cool.
So,
obviously.
They have house dads? Oh, wait. This says November 15th, 2024. Wait a minute.
What did you think it was?
Okay. I did find an article about it.
Yeah, they don't seem to take the police serious at all.
Before I go back to that, I got an article. Now this says February 18th, 2026. Maybe this is different. Does it say? Let me just early in the morning. Oh yeah, it is. Early in the morning of November 15, 2024, Iowa City and University of Iowa police responded to a fire alarm at the Alpha Delta Phi fraternity house. Authorities then found the pledges blindfolded in the fraternity's basement with food thrown on them, according to a report from the Iowa Press Citizen, who cited a criminal complaint that they had obtained. It was hazing. The footage of the incident has recently been released, so that's why. So it's an old incident, but this footage has just been released, okay?
That's what I figured, yeah.
It's circulating on social media. It shows multiple young men standing close together in a basement with their shirts off, covered in various substances. Yeah, various substances. That's disgusting.
Because of the issues with hazing and stuff lately, they've been re-releasing a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Okay. The cops are asking them questions and they are not answering. They're telling them to move. They're not moving. They don't want to tell them who's in charge. What do you think about that?
They don't have any respect for law enforcement. And this is the problem. This could be partly what's going on in Idaho too. They have their own set of rules to life, period, and they follow them. They don't care what anybody else says, and that's how it's always been with these things.
Yep.
Yeah, they literally do believe they're above the law. That's a fact.
These are rituals. This is hazing. It's probably rush week, I would assume, and they have to go through extreme. I mean, sometimes they get so disgusting. And you know what also, it's not only sororities and fraternities. There are sports teams that do this too, because I went to Kent State University, the main campus in Ohio in the 90s, late 80s, 90s. And I was in class with athletes. There was like a cheerleader in there and a hockey player, because it was like the morning classes. And our hockey team got in trouble for hazing, and they shaved all of them, put icy hot on them, and duct taped it.
That same thing happened. My wife went to the campus down here. That's where she got her degrees from, was Kent. And down here, the main campus is up in Kent, up there. But I'm trying to think of where the hell it is. Nobody would know anyway. It doesn't matter. Anyway, they had that happen down here with the icy hot stuff too.
Like what? Like it's like pain tolerance, alcohol tolerance, I don't know, embarrassment, things like that. But okay,
Humiliation is a big one for them.
humiliation. Yeah.
Tell me that they had males. They were males running on campus in their underwear at 5:30 in the morning, like military drills.
Oh yeah. That's probably mild. And it's almost like it's coercing this loyalty almost like we're gonna, and like they claim it's bonding, like you guys are gonna go through this hard experience together, so it's gonna bond you guys together, but it just seems like it's turned into more than that.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, lieutenant's coming.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Definitely figure out why you wouldn't let me pass you initially.
Questionable.
Yeah.
I get it.
I would probably be calling your house dad or whoever to get him here, since ultimately he's probably in charge, right? Unless someone else is in charge.
I don't have his numbers.
Yeah.
Which Russia is it? Yeah. Do you guys know how the fire alarm guy set off? Or just from it's manual.
Here's the deal. From what I'm being told, this is like shutting down chapter type stuff. I need to start talking now.
It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that's fine. I need to talk to people.
You call Summit.
Can I call Summit?
Yep.
I'm not calling Summit.
I have no contact with Summit. You're not being very helpful.
No,
nobody in here has any way to contact the guy that's in charge of this house.
Okay.
That's not
You're
true.
the police. Get those kids out of that room, get them out to safety, get them down to the station, separate them, and start questioning them. Along with those two people right there that you're like,
Yep.
babying.
They're playing back and forth with them, right? And it's obvious that it's a lie. They're probably told that if anything happens here, you don't call me. You can't call me. I'm not taking part of this. That's the house dad. You know what I mean? He says, you do what you're going to do, but I don't know nothing about it. That type of scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's totally blocking the door. And these officers are giving these two college students power.
Yep.
Like it's almost like they're asking for permission. Like, why do you need to call the guy in charge? You're in charge, police officer. You're in charge. Do what you need to do.
Thank you.
You can go find that person later. This is crazy.
He's like, this is like chapter closing stuff. So I need to talk to somebody now. Do your job as a police officer. And here's the thing I'm starting to wonder, Kim. If law enforcement, I don't know if they're campus police or if they're local police or whatever, but I feel like they're intimidated by the universities if they work on a university or with the universities. And they're told, you have to allow this to happen. You have to allow that to happen. You have to look the other way for this and look the other way for that, which takes full power away from law enforcement, in my opinion. What's the point? What's the point in having them if you're going to do that?
And I don't understand why they would think that they have this power. The only thing I keep thinking is, are the police former fraternity?
They could be too. That could be a thing too. Or they're just so used to this that they know how this works. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do the police know that this won't go anywhere because they'll be protected by the university or something like that? Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Of course they do. They all have his number. I guarantee you that, Jesse. But like I said, he probably told them, you do what you're going to do. Don't get caught, so on and so forth. And if you do, don't call me. I have no idea what's going on. And that's how they play these things.
Oh yeah. The one kid was like, silent. Like, I'm not even going to answer you. And then the rest of their answers are, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This is crazy. Mm-hmm. If you're just joining, this happened in 2024, but the body cam footage of it is just now coming out.
University of Iowa, correct?
University of Iowa, Delta Phi.
Alpha Delta Phi.
Yes, thank you.
This is all going in their apartment, so we're only making the situation that much worse. I have no contact. Okay, we need to find somebody that does. No one does. He's a house dad.
Aren't you all supposed to have contact with him?
I never see him.
Oh, there's got to be more of this out there. I got to find more of this. That's good stuff. Crazy. Okay. I'm just going to end in about 15 or so minutes, but I didn't see any Nancy Guthrie updates this morning, except the fact that authorities are like, we're going to go to Mexico now. Like, they're contacting Mexican authorities to be on the lookout for her. Like, that's the latest.
I knew that was coming. I said that days ago. I believe that. I know some people don't think she's there, but I do.
I've been thinking about that, and I'm like, I don't think it's impossible. I don't know if I even have an opinion on it, but why would you cross borders and make it even worse? I don't know. I do think they could drive over the border somewhere undetected.
Well, the one guy that was involved with them, Zach Yahoub, is known for doing that, from my understanding, is for smuggling people over there.
Oh, the William guy.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
And does it very well. So, you know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. I've been thinking about this whole situation, though, and first of all, when you watch the latest statements that the sheriff has made, he'll say, like, they pulled over Carlos and they detained Carlos and they detained Luke because of leads. So at first I was thinking it was tips. I'm like, you're just taking tips off the phone, but no.
Right.
They're calling it a lead. So I wonder what the official definition of a lead is. Does that mean they're taking evidence and pinpointing it on somebody?
That's hard to say, because I thought a lead would come from a tip.
It's weird. Like he didn't say, oh, we have evidence that led us to this person. He didn't come out and say that.
Got you. Okay.
Which leads media. I've heard them speculating that it was phone pings. So I think I have something about that.
Okay.
Let me see.
Well, I know that when they were following Carlos, that they were pinging his phone as they were following him.
Okay.
At the same time. So that
makes sense.
Yeah. That
Makes
could be.
They're
swatting innocent people on hunches. That's exactly what it seems to be, Jesse.
Right.
And that's
and apparently, not only does Carlos have an attorney, but Luke does also.
I heard that Luke had gotten an attorney, which is interesting to me. If you've done nothing wrong, which I understand, we all get attorneys. We should always get an attorney. But what is he getting an attorney for? He was detained and released, and now he's got an attorney, because I think he knows the shit's about to hit the fan.
Could be. Oh, you know what? No, you know what? He didn't need to get an attorney. He already had an attorney because he has been in trouble so many times.
Well, yeah, that
he's
too.
already had an attorney. So it's the same one. It's the same guy. It's the same attorney.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
Did
crazy.
you watch this one about, it's a Brian Etten update about Mexico and the polygraph tests?
I might have ran that last night after you left. Is it brand new?
Let me see. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Tell me the date. 15 hours ago. So it's new.
I may not have seen that one. Then if it tells any more about it, go ahead and run it.
Yeah. Let me switch tabs.
Oh, I really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. Confirm that they are using polygraphs when it comes to clearing people in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, and that it's been going on for a while. I'd actually heard about it for a while, but I was able to finally report it today just based on the sources that I was talking to. And this is pretty common in other cases that I've covered. You know, polygraphs, essentially lie detector tests, are not admissible in court, but law enforcement, the FBI will use them behind the scenes during the investigation just to clear people. And so that is happening in this case. And I'm told they have used polygraphs to clear people in the Nancy Guthrie case. So that's new. The other thing is this Mexico element. The FBI is now confirming that they are having conversations and in touch with authorities in Mexico when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Remember, Mexico is not far from Nancy's house where I am right now. It's like 50, 60 miles. It's like an hour to an hour and a half away. And it's very easy to get into Mexico. All the checkpoints really are when you're leaving Mexico for the most part. So it makes sense why they would be in touch with officials in Mexico. The sheriff has said that they have no evidence that Nancy was taken to Mexico, but at the same time, they don't seem to have any evidence that she wasn't taken to Mexico. And I'm going to get into that more with my guest in a second. I've actually got someone on today who is a former FBI agent in Tucson and worked with the Mexicans and can really tell us. He actually seems.
I said, okay, I just really don't understand what is going on here. We don't need to know everything. They're doing an investigation. Do your investigation. But you're just going to go traipsing on down to Mexico and waste all these resources and go on a wild goose chase. And you have not one single tip that's like making you think to go down there.
I think they know. They're just not putting it out to the public, because if they do, then it's going to let those people that are involved know that they're onto them and that they could go into hiding or do something worse. And I think that's why they're not telling anybody, but I think they know.
It could be. And they're doing a really good job of faking us out with the wrong detentions of two with Carlos and Lucas, and actually 3 because the house, but
4.
Apparently the warrants were for Luke, and it was 2 warrants, so probably for the vehicle and the house. And I don't know if he says it here, but I heard that they did take DNA out of the house, not only the car, but the house, out of his house.
Yeah. Yeah, they detained Luke, his mother, and his brother. The other guy is the guy I thought, but from what Tomboy was saying, she thinks is the guy that they had at the traffic stop, the Zach guy. And then Carlos, of course, was the first one. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know. I will have to look at reports and stuff. I thought Lucas was the one at the.
That's who I thought it was too, but
Tomboy
said she thought it was the other guy. Either way,
Either way, there were a couple warrants, and yeah, it was a nothing murder.
Federal warrants, mind you.
That's right.
And as compared to Carlos, was a state warrant. This was federal, which tells me that kidnapping's federal. So in turn, you know what I mean?
And here's what I'm thinking. Okay. I just went down to Mexico, and if you're out of place, you stick out like a sore thumb. Right? The talking, the way you look. I told you, Carlos and I went to that little downtown neighborhood area, and I mean, I was like a unicorn probably.
Oh, I'm sure. Like the red-haired white woman. Yeah.
Red hair, white woman. And of course, I wore a white sweater that day. And Carlos is like, you stood out like a sore thumb.
Right. Exactly.
I would be more suspicious personally of like towns right on the border, like still in the United States. Because if they go into Mexico and if anybody saw her, it's going to be to me like just more obvious, but I don't know. There's also
see, my thought would be if they did do that, Kim, they probably took her in at night. Okay.
Yeah.
And they've kept her inside out
Yeah.
of the eyes of the world. But again, if we're to believe any of those emails that Harvey got, that's where he says, I know what I saw south of the border. I saw Nancy with many other people. So, but that's if you believe those too. So,
well, that's true. So then why did Brian say they just said we don't really have any tips to lead us down there? Yes, you do. You have the ransom note.
If they believe in those, that's right. See?
This is why we need a PR person to be speaking and keeping things.
Or the sheriff needs to get up off his ass and do something like he should be doing, in my opinion. Sorry for that word, but.
Nope, you're good.
To think it's very possible that Nancy was taken south and maybe across the border, and he's going to explain why and how that would change the investigation. So that's coming up in a second.
All right, let's get.
There was a call this afternoon that was not related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. And a few of you have been messaging me about that on Instagram. Some of you guys listen to the scanners and are like, oh, I heard about a SWAT call. That SWAT call wasn't related to Nancy Guthrie. Trust me, if something is related to Nancy Guthrie and I find out about it, you guys know I'm going to be all over it. And I've got really good sources now. But the SWAT call today was not related to Nancy Guthrie. And there were no official briefings today. You guys remember the sheriff did a ton of interviews yesterday with a lot of media, including me. Everybody got 10 minutes. But today there's been no official briefings from me at the sheriff's
Still
office.
didn't give any
I'm joined now by Jeff Cortese. He is a former FBI agent, retired special agent. He worked assignments in New.
It was Ash Wednesday yesterday, so that guy's got he went to church and got ashes on his head.
I missed it and completely forgot.
Orleans and also in Tucson, which is obviously where I am.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
He's a SWAT operator, member of the Public Corruption and Southwest Border Violence Squad. So you're the perfect guy for us to talk to right now, because we confirmed that the FBI is now communicating with Mexican authorities regarding Nancy Guthrie investigation. And that's the most we were able to get from our FBI sources. What do you make of that? And what do you think that means?
Well, I'm not the least bit surprised, to be honest with you. The proximity of Tucson to Mexico certainly lends itself as an escape route, if you will. If I'm being candid, if it were me and I was planning an abduction in Tucson, I would either stay in Tucson or I would go south. The further away from the border that you move, moving away from the border, you're going to face more scrutiny than going towards the border. In all likelihood, based on the timeline as we understand it, it would be, they'd be far into Mexico if that was their desired route before anyone even knew she was gone. It's a 60 miles, 65 mile, hour and a half, hour change, depending on traffic, et cetera. But easy route out relative to, the other options going north, south, east, or west, or northeast or west. You're going to potentially expose yourself to more checkpoints, which is more scrutiny.
And is the Nogales crossing, isn't it? Is that the one that's closest?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years, but I was doing a story down there and I went in and I remember I walked in and going into Mexico was very easy. I remember when I came back out, there was CBP and there was a metal detector and, you had to show your ID and that kind of thing. But I think I remember just walking right in when you went into Mexico.
Yeah, getting into Mexico is going to be, for the most part, much easier than coming into the United States. There are at times random checkpoints that are set up for people who are departing the United States into Mexico, but by and large, it's going to be a much easier transition from the U.S. to Mexico than vice versa.
So would it be relatively easy for someone to get Nancy in? I mean, keeping in mind that she's 84, she's not going to be able to walk in. Like, she doesn't have that kind of mobility. If you had her in the car, how difficult would that be?
I wouldn't expect that to be very difficult to drive in there at all. Obviously, when you're dealing with somebody who's a little bit more advanced in age. There are other physical issues that captors would have to consider, but none of that should preclude them from being able to seamlessly get into Mexico, in my opinion.
And once across the border, I mean, I guess you could take her anywhere. I mean, I guess that's
yeah.
what
I mean,
you're
at that point, it
saying
depends
do.
on. Yeah, it depends on what their intentions are. It depends on what contacts they have. It depends on if they're from Mexico, if they're working with people in Mexico, or if it's just if they're working in isolation. So there are a lot of factors, but they have access to the country and the ability to move around. So I'm not the least bit surprised that we've made contact. I'm sure that we're working with our Legat office down there in Mexico, tapping our sources, anything we can do to identify possible route of travel.
What is our relationship like with Mexico when the FBI says that they're communicating with Mexico now? Like, what does that mean on the back end?
I'm not going to say that it's without challenges, because there are challenges, but we do have a very good working relationship with Mexico. Obviously, politics can play a factor in the when it gets to the media and whatnot. But when it comes to law enforcement, nothing is quite as easy as working with our own people within the United States. Obviously, you're dealing with international elements. You're dealing with law enforcement in Mexico. We do have a good working relationship with them. It's not going to be perfect, but we've done great things down there. I think the Brian Terry investigation is a good example of that. I was in Tucson at the time, followed only about a month later by the Gabby Giffords mass shooting with Jared Lochner. But our FBI investigators, it took some time, but they were able to track down the shooter into Mexico and bring him back here for justice. So nobody's out of reach, but it does, involve a little bit more diplomacy, I think, amongst our, interested parties.
And my mind might just be kind of scrambled right now because I've been working so much around the clock. But when you said the Brian Terry, remind me what that was again. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Forget the exact year. It was in December. I think it was 11 or 12, 11, 10. It was a CBP BORTAC officer who was working with a team in the desert south of Tucson. They were, as I understand it, they were looking for RIP crews.
They were looking for what? RIP crews? What?
RIP crews.
What is that?
I have no idea what that means.
Maybe he'll explain it.
That's
but there's a good... Christina, why don't they just pay the ransom and get her back, right?
Good question.
Two things. I think they don't have proof of life.
Yep.
But I mean, if it's your mom, that would be the hardest decision. I definitely think that. And then I'm wondering if the FBI is like, we're on the trail and we're going to try to find her first. And maybe if they can locate her, then they could do a deal or just make an arrest or a rescue. I mean, it's been done before. There's like 48 hours shows and 2020 and all that shows about. For a while, there was a string of Americans abducted in Mexico. Remember?
Yep.
And that's a real threat. Like, especially, a lot of American businesses have moved to Mexico. And when the businessmen have to go down there for work, for meetings and do things, like you get picked up at the airport. You are by a trusted colleague at the company there that lives there and transported. Like, you don't go by yourself. That's the way it is.
A lot of the things I've seen, Mexican law enforcement is definitely not on the up and up either, guys. So you can't really trust so much in them as people would think.
When I was down there, around the airport, they have pickup trucks that say National Federales on the side. They have two people up front and they have up to sometimes just one guy. I saw 6 one day in the back. They have benches in the back of the pickup truck and they have probably I don't know, rifles and stuff like that, but automatic. They're all geared up in fatigue, faces are covered, and all they do is drive around the airport and park at different locations, and they're all over the place. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, they definitely don't want people messing with their tourism.
That were stealing dope off of those who are importing it into the United States, but they were very violent. And the BORTAC unit that Brian Terry was part of encountered one of these teams. A shootout ensued, and he was unfortunately, his life was unfortunately taken.
And you were the FBI was able to track down the shooter?
Well, you know, it was a massive effort immediately following. There were SWAT teams from all over the region that were involved in scouring the desert, looking for any indication where these individuals might have gone. And our investigators over the following months were able to, through various investigative resources, identify the shooter and have them returned to the United States.
So, I mean, you obviously know Tucson because you worked in the FBI here. When you
Yes.
said that if you were the abductor, you think that they would either go south to Mexico or stay in Tucson. Why do you say stay in Tucson?
Well, I think if you're transporting somebody, it's just personal opinion. I wouldn't want to deal with the potential of the different checkpoints that surround Tucson. There are a lot of checkpoints and in and around Tucson, and so if I'm not going south, I'm probably going to try my luck to stay put. That's obviously I'm not suggesting that is de facto what happened. I'm just opining on how I might consider the approach. But again, it also depends on the motivation of the individuals who are involved. And at this point, I think it's a little bit difficult to say for sure.
Yeah, and when you say that, the reason it piqued my interest is because the two SWAT operations that we've seen happen were pretty close to Tucson, potential people of interest, which doesn't seem like
Sure.
it panned out at this point. But the one was in Rio Rico, which is like an hour away. And then the other one
on
was
its way down.
Yeah, the other one was just 2 miles from Nancy's house, which when I interviewed the sheriff yesterday, I asked him, does that indicate that you believe the suspect is still close? And he didn't really give a clear answer, but he didn't say no. So I don't know. The sense does seem to be that this person could be close by.
I mean, the possibility, I think, in terms of probabilities, those are my two high probability responses. At the end of the day, human behavior being what it is, you have to leave open the possibility that, people are going to do things that are outside of what would be normal behavior. Maybe they'd be willing to take a chance. Maybe they had a route, through rougher terrain that allowed for avoiding checkpoints. I think they have to take the approach of anything is possible at this point. They got to look at the most probative evidence, and they have to follow that to its natural end.
Well, that's the problem, is we don't know what the most probative evidence is. And all we're hearing is IgG, and that shouldn't be. Oh, I have this clip. I said I was going to play it at the beginning of every show from now on. It is the guy from Othram, the owner, middleman, saying in an interview, you can't just have our DNA. You have to have other evidence to support it, like to go to court, to prove the case. And we're not hearing about that. I mean, not that we, deserve to hear everything, but.
No, but that's a really good point, Kim. Really good point.
Yeah.
Needs to be known.
And so this guy is saying he would tend to think that they're more closer to Nancy's house than going to Mexico, in his opinion.
Yeah. Well, no. Here's what I think. Okay. I think that the perpetrator themselves maybe are closer to Nancy's house. What I think happened was at some point they took her over the border somehow, okay? And they came back. They left her with somebody that they know maybe over there. And that she's been with those people, if she's still with us, of course, even when she wasn't. And maybe that's what happened. Because I still think she's not with us anymore. But I think
I could see that.
Yeah, I think they left her over there and then came back. so that it didn't look so conspicuous. So they didn't go missing. You know what I mean? They're still living their lives, doing their things until they got what they needed. That's what I think happened. That's my honest opinion.
That's a realistic possibility. I always keep thinking, I've seen so many cases where they spread the search out so far and the person ends up being within like, so many miles, or they search 10 miles and the person's within 20 miles. Like they just miss it,
right outside the circle.
Yes.
That happens.
But in this case, they don't even have a circle. We were talking about that yesterday.
No, they have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea.
Hi, RJ Embry. Is that Jimothy? FBI says no cartel involved. So a couple of random enchiladas kidnapped the family member of a high profile person, took them to Mexico, and are holding them for millions of dollars. And cartels have no idea. Yeah.
I don't think it's cartel related. I don't think it. I mean, I didn't believe it was. I just think I'm dead set on this Lucas Daly guy. I think he's involved in some aspect somewhere.
Yeah, and they have to release you if they don't have evidence yet. And, he denied anything when they took him in for questioning. And I believe they still have the car. Did they? They didn't return his car, did they? The Range Rover? No, in fact, then they went and took another car. They took the blue car.
And
So now
then I think they towed his mother's white car too at some point. My understanding was, but
okay. So they have all the vehicles and then biological evidence, evidence from the house. So they're waiting for that to get processed because that just happened Friday. So we're almost at a week. We're almost at 7. That was 6 days ago. Yeah, I agree with you that it would be, especially if they're connected to somebody who's used to going back and forth into Mexico. They know the back doorways, the hidden ways to get in there.
And they could go there and back within just an hour or two. No big damn deal. So
it's very convenient. Yeah, it's not a big deal to people like that. Yeah. Let me see how much longer this is. Okay, do they say anything else? Is it just this guy? What's this?
Yeah, I think there's 3 to 4 people involved at the minimum in this as well.
Yeah.
Also my friend, and it's been so great to see you out here. First of all, I just wanted to ask you, you do so many missing stories. I mean, how many have you done so far?
We've done somewhere around 250 in that range.
So you've really become like an expert on missing people in a sense. You've been out here for a couple of days now. What was your first, I feel like I've kind of become numb to some things because I've been out here for 2 weeks. What were your impressions when you got out here?
Well, first impression just on the attention this case is receiving stands out. And it's a question we get a lot. And it's a criticism these cases get. So like Nancy's case, why are so many people paying attention to this?
All right, we don't need to hear that. Let's see if she has anything interesting.
As soon as I saw that spot, I hung less hope on the DNA in that glove that it connects back here to the house, just because it could have been thrown out by anybody. It's a black latex glove. Investigators still have to check it out, which I understand. But based on where it was and how many days after she was missing that it was found, I don't hold out a lot of hope. What I do hold out hope is the DNA evidence that they're gathering from inside the house, and if that is a hit in the system.
You talk to so many families every week of, people who are missing and like going through the worst time. I keep thinking about Savannah Guthrie, and I know she's a celebrity. I think people think like, oh, because you're a celebrity, it might feel different or it might be different, but you can just tell from her videos, it's so raw, it doesn't matter how famous or how much money you have.
Yeah, no, she's grief stricken. And I think every family, there's this darkness of living in the unknown. And the mind is a powerful thing and it tends to go to the worst places.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to play the rest of this, but that reminded me. So that they got hits on the Google searches.
Yeah.
That's actually what I wanted to play. They were
looking her up back in January and June, I think it was, of last year.
In even March. March.
Yeah.
So March of 25.
Yep.
And then, yeah, you might be right. There might be like a summertime one, and then December right before it happened. So they were searching Google Earth images of the neighborhood. They were searching real estate sites to see if they could get the inside of the house layout. And then, yeah, a bunch of stuff about the Google Earth searches, like zoning in on the house, the neighborhood, the area. So maybe it's not somebody that's like very familiar with it.
Right. But here's the question. Who's they? Who's they that is making these searches? You know what I mean?
Well, if they were Googling it and they know, then they know. They know.
Exactly. That's my whole point. Well, that's why I said that. They know who this is.
Yes.
I don't know.
Trying to find them. I think they're just trying to find them.
Well, it's either that or they're trying to ensure that they do this right. When they go after them, they do it right. End of story. Because they probably can. These people are probably moving around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, they're moving around. They may have Nancy in one specific place, if and when God hopes she's still with us, but they're moving around so that they can't be tracked, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. And I think that, like I said, I feel like they took her over there because it's harder to track her over there. They can't go in and fly in Mexico's airspace with their little bluefin thing and all that other stuff. They can't do all that kind of stuff. They can't fly drones in there like that. So she's, they would give her to somebody else to take over there and to keep there and then come back here and just keep living their lives. So it's not as conspicuous, in my opinion, is what I think they've done. So,
yeah.
And then meanwhile, working to try to get this money so they can get the hell out of the country when the time comes and be gone. That's what I think the whole plan with this is. This is just my opinion, but
yeah,
after the fact, I think that's why this is all so drawn out like it is. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna lay off like the sheriff. That is what it is. They don't have to tell the public, their investigation.
Right.
I get that. So what we are hearing, it does seem like, they have if they have internet addresses, they have to know, unless it came from what if it came from a public library?
I mean, it could have, and they can also.
Then you don't know.
You can redirect your IP address to anywhere you want in the world. Okay, you can change your IP address to somewhere in Indonesia, and there, so they won't be able to track you. I mean, the FBI has the ability to track those things, and they have the ability to do those things, but if they're causing other problems with it, that's what the problem here is. Whoever's involved in this, in my opinion, there's got to be at least one of them that is very good with computers and stuff to be able to do some of this stuff to keep themselves hidden. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. And even if they know that, someone can change their IP address to be at a different location, then they have to know how to uncover that and where is the real location.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. The FBI has an entire unit that all they do is computer crimes. That's what they handle. That's what they do. That's what their specialty is. So that they're using them for this. Okay. And they probably know, like I said, that Lucas Daly or whoever else is involved, but they have to have the proof to bring him down and hold him for more than just a detaining. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing they're probably working on. So,
but here's the terrifying thing. It was reported that not only were they searching Nancy Guthrie's, they were searching Anderson Cooper.
What?
And they were searching, who was the other one? There was one other. Oh my God. Who was? I gotta find. Now I gotta see if I saved it. I'm sure. Let me see. Because
that is crazy.
And it was Anderson Cooper and oh my God, why can't I remember the other person? Let me get back to my playlist.
Wow.
Cops say they've had it with the army of YouTube streamers.
Sorry.
So they probably went for the one that was the easiest.
Cops say they've had it with the army of.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead and play it.
No, every time I go to my playlist, it pulls a video up and plays it automatically.
Oh, Okay.
Oh, this might be it.
My guess is that they
Guys,
went
listen to this.
with easiest target. Go ahead.
Again, I didn't do that on purpose. What did you say?
I said they probably went with the easiest target. She's 84 years old. She's not very mobile. She can't run. She can't, you know what I mean? She can't fight back. So that was probably my guess.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did anybody else hear that? I get it. I'll find who the other person was.
Anderson Cooper. Jesus.
Yeah. I was like, Anderson Cooper, you in danger, girl. From that ghost movie.
Yeah.
This might have breaking. Yes, this is the one about the Google search. Yes.
As we're discussing the possibility, the sheriff's statement of targeted kidnapping and the possibility that somebody understanding, I mean, it could have just been about.
Let me just get to the Google stuff.
The January 11th date also surfaced.
Okay. She's going through it now.
Her disappearance. FBI released a description of the individual seen. They're talking about the guy 5'9", 5'10" with the Ozark Trail hiker backpack. Other identifying items. Hold on. Read more.
I'm sorry, Jessie Lynn. Just listen to the information.
Fox News Digital has learned that mysterious Google searches for Nancy's address and Savannah's salary occurred before her disappearance. Google Trends records show there was.
That was the other thing. They were looking at salaries.
Who makes more? See?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense. And we
There's
already
one
looked
search
up.
for Guthrie's address.
Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just going to say, we looked it up when this first started, and I wanted to see what Savannah her net worth was, and it's pretty high up there. So
Yeah, isn't it like 40 million or something she's worth?
yeah, that was probably one of the deciding factors, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Although Anderson Cooper is an heir to who Gloria Vanderbilt?
The Vanderbilts,
Yeah.
Which, but like I'm saying, there's probably multiple things that made this happen. Like the net worth is one. The target itself, how easy is it going to be to get to the target and get it out of there? Things like that. My thoughts.
Oh yeah. Yep.
In the Catalina foothills between June 21st and June 28th, 2025 by someone in Arizona. They can tell you exactly where the search came from. The address was searched.
So it was someone in Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Searched again once on January 11th, 2026. That's one of the dates that the sheriff's office is asking people to check their Ring cameras for. This is getting creepy. The January 11th date also surfaced in a message on the Ring camera app. Yeah, he's this guy's in my head. Let's see. A Pima County Sheriff's Department captain replied to the post asking users to look for the verified post. Okay, Man questioned. Hold on, sorry, I'm reading live. Where's the part
It's
about
a good
him
lead.
searching
Pre-offense
Savannah's
behavior. We talked about this week.
Yep.
Oh, Maureen McConnell. I love her. The other woman up there. She likes this. She
The
likes
FBI
this
agent?
information. Yes.
Yeah, she's awesome. She truly is.
Yep. She's a former FBI agent, and she lit up when she heard they had this information.
Yeah.
Wait, stand by. My crack producers texted it to me. They can read faster than I can. There were two separate. Which one is it, Debbie? Is it which text? You have three from you here. There were also two separate Google image searches for Nancy's address in Arizona. One, again, sometime between March 1st and 8th, 2025. Oh, Google image searches, guys. Google image searches, in addition to like just typing in the Google search bar. Okay, also two separate Google image searches for Nancy's address in Arizona. One was sometime between March 1st and 8th, 2025. The other was between November 30th and December 1st, 2025, specifically looking for images or a map of the home. In addition to the address, in the days leading up to Nancy's disappearance, quote, Savannah Guthrie's salary was searched from Tucson sometime between December 13th and 20th. For comparison, CNN anchor Anderson Cooper, who grew up in New York City, generated one search for Anderson Cooper's salary in the New York City area between March 29th and April 5th. Fox News' Sean Hannity also grew up in New York, and Sean Hannity's salary was searched once between May 3rd and 10th, 2025. Whoa.
What do you make of this?
Sean Hannity.
Why are they only targeting media people?
So that's what I was saying. What do they all have in common? Yeah, Savannah, Sean Hannity,
and Anderson Cooper. It's all they're all media people. Okay.
Oh.
So there's got to be something related to. Well, I mean, I think Savannah is probably the most popular. Hannity's popular, so is Cooper, but she's the most well-known in my opinion. She probably has the highest salary. And like I said, again, one of the prospects with this is probably the target itself. How easy is it to do something like this? So I wonder if the thought was initially to kidnap maybe one of them and realize that, well, no, if they did a search, yeah, okay. What if they were thinking about kidnapping Savannah at some point?
Or they looked at their relatives and like you're saying, they just didn't find a vulnerability. Like I don't know, does Sean Hannity have kids, grandkids? Like, I don't know.
That's it.
But I'm sure I'm sure they picked the most vulnerable one.
Maybe
and
their kids too. Who knows?
And you know what's interesting is this doesn't seem like a political side because isn't Savannah more liberal and Sean Hannity more conservative?
Yeah.
And then you've got Anderson Cooper. He's kind of like an entertainment guy.
Right. Yeah. Who does Hannity work with? I can't remember.
He used to be on Fox. Is he still on Fox?
I don't even know. And then Anderson Cooper is, I'm trying to think of the networks they all use.
Savannah's on what? NBC? NBC. Sean Hannity used to be on Fox. I don't know. I mean, I can Google it real quick.
And then Cooper does, he's internet, right? No. Oh my God. He had a show, but I can't remember where the hell, what network it was.
Oh, did he used to be on CNN?
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, CNN. At least he used to be. Yeah, he works for CNN.
So Fox, CNN, and NBC.
Oh, and then let me check, because a lot of the Fox people have left or moved. Let me see.
It's gotta be for one, the salary amount, the highest, which was Savannah, in my opinion, probably because she's the most well-known. It probably the most liked, and then the vulnerability of the target itself, which is an 84-year-old woman, is nothing compared to, unless you go after children, which they probably couldn't get to. So,
yeah.
And Cooper probably doesn't have it. I don't know anything about Hannity or Cooper, so I couldn't tell you anything about them. I know who they are. I just don't know their personal stuff. You know what I mean?
I would think I know a little bit about Anderson Cooper. I really like him. He grew up famous. He grew up with a super famous mom, so he's probably got the security stuff like down.
Being close to the Vanderbilts,
yeah, and it's interesting because I was just Googling it. Okay, so Sean Hannity works at Fox. He works in Florida, like his location. He has like a home studio. He's in Florida. Anderson Cooper's in New York, and Savannah Guthrie's also in New York, but maybe they're looking for family members. That would be something to.
That's kind of scary.
Check out. And they looked up Sean Hannity's financial information, how much he makes in March. I forget what they said about Anderson Cooper. And then Savannah was May. So she wasn't even the first.
That's wild.
I don't know.
That's new. I did not know that. That's wild. But yeah, I don't know, if Cooper or Hannity has, elderly family, or Cooper has children, I believe, but still there again, Nancy's probably the best target for this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think like New York City, that's a high profile city. It would be hard to,
yeah. And she's in a small town that's kind of secluded in that area. It's very dark at night, all that kind of stuff, which would explain the Google Earth.
I think they were like, bingo.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes most sense. The most vulnerable and least resistance. Good point. Shits and giggles. Yeah, 100%.
Looks like we've had quite a few people join us recently. So we're looking at the information about the Google searches. So this has been really new and telling information. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for putting that out there because I had no clue.
Yeah. Hi, Altruistic Murder. Hi, Chillin. Who else joined
really
us in
wild.
here? All right. All right. Yeah, I want to finish this. This is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, we've been talking about this since the beginning. Victimology, about our victim, all the family members, friends of family members, but then going to the offender himself. What were they doing in the weeks, if not months beforehand? One of them is obsessive, internet interest and usage, and who's looking up the parties here involved in this particular case. And of course, that includes starting to buy materials, backpacks, ropes, all these things, the Uncle Mike holster, whatever's in there. But it's no surprise to me at all, as we said earlier, and my partner and I are going to put out on our Cold Red podcast later today, the full profile of this person. The pre-offense behavior includes this type of activity. And if anyone knows the person, and their computer has those images locked in there somehow, or a search history, that's a person we're going to talk to, and the tip line should be called.
I just found this podcast. I heard someone else mention it. So it's called Cold, COLD Red. And it's him and another guy. They're like former investigators, like with really good experience and track records. And they do short episodes, just real short episodes where they discuss cases like this. So it looked pretty interesting. It's Cold Red. I didn't know he was on here.
Yes. What do you think, Will?
Well, I think this is an absolute treasure trove. I mean, as Fitz said, this is the advanced reconnaissance. This is the research that's done in advance on a potential prospect. So I think there's going to be some reverse engineering against the IP address, which Google no doubt will be able to attribute to those searches to actually see any other history, any other IP-associated data searches that have been undertaken throughout this period from 2025 right up until obviously the date of the incident itself. So yeah, this is a very useful bit of a lead that can be now hunted through, and with Google's assistance that they could be obviously warranted or subpoenaed to assist them on this. And ultimately this is the sort of thing that Google would love to, no doubt, to be able to assist them with.
I mean, so you've got, I'm just trying to go through the timeline here. So you've got November 30, between November 30th and December 1st, someone searched for an image of Nancy's home. On January 11th, someone searched for Nancy's address and had also searched on June 21st, between the 21st and the 28th. So in the summer of 25, they searched for Nancy's address. Then again, 2 weeks before the kidnapping. On March 1st and 8th, between March 1st and 8th, they searched for images of Nancy's home. And then again on November 30th and December 1st. Again, now we're coming up to within 2 months of the kidnapping.
Yeah.
And then on December 13th, between December 13th and December 20th, somebody searched for Savannah's salary. Now, I will say this as a news person, they often search for your salary.
Right.
Like I've seen that because there's all sorts of speculation online about what my salary is, what all news persons' salaries are. By the way, they're like incredibly off, like so off every time. They never get it. There's a whole video on YouTube about my lavish lifestyle. I'm like, oh, let's see. What do they have? Like literally nothing in there is mine. Not the house, not the car, like nothing. I'm like, okay. It's all fake. But
It's good they're getting them wrong. It's good they're getting it wrong.
Yes.
It's very good. Yeah. But it's so weird. Like things are made up. So, but I'm just.
Or she's just saying it's not real.
Yeah, after this going on, I wouldn't blame her, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's scary, that everything's out there and you don't know.
I mean, like anybody can find out, especially with what we do as a creator. or an influencer or whatever. I mean, they kind of put some of our financials out there. You can go through Social Blade and find out what we make or what we don't make, or probably the better way to say it, what we don't make. Things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can look up just about anybody's personal information. It's kind of wild. So just saying.
So Christina said there's a Brian update. I see that, Christina. I'm looking at Twitter and I see a tweet that was 50 minutes ago. He just crossed into Mexico to see if people have heard of the Nancy Guthrie case. Oh my goodness, this is going to be wild to see them reporting from Mexico.
Yep.
Don't you think?
Oh God, and good luck, Brian, because you're just a little guy. They will take. They're probably going to kidnap him now. I gotta hope.
Well, if you have a lot of people with you and cameras, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
Absolutely.
What
a disaster.
I want to see.
What a disaster this is. This has gotten ridiculous. This shouldn't have gone past like 2-3 days, in my opinion, max.
Yeah, I don't see any other updates. Christina, let me know what I'm missing. Or if, oh wait, you're not in. All right. And hi, Meg. A few more minutes of this.
Saying
Hi, Meg.
it may not be as exciting as we think that they search for Savannah's salary, because they do that when you're a public figure. But it's just it's very eerie to see they searched for that. And within 2 weeks of that, they were searching for images of Nancy's home. And within 3 weeks of that, they were searching for Nancy's address. Now, we don't know if it's the same person.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
But if these searches come back to the same person, Maureen.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think if they can actually join the dots together, and if it can be attributed to the same IP address for those searches, albeit in those different periods, that falls into what we'd call a traditional planning cycle or attack planning cycle. So, there will be the selection of the potential prospect to kidnap, if it was indeed a kidnap. They would then revisit, they'd look at that site again, see if there was any changes, see if there was any alterations. Certainly but I wouldn't have discounted, which is why all these Ring and Nest cameras of neighbors is going to be so essential to see if there's any repeated behavior. I mean, in the small area that she lives in, Nancy lives in, there will be a very easy pattern of the vehicle.
Christina, can you email it to me? Because I can't click on links in the chat like that. It'll kick me out of the live stream. If you email it to me, I can get it. And if not, no worries.
What is it for?
She said an update.
Oh, for what? Brian Enton?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to see if you see anything? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go look right now. Go ahead.
Associated to the residents in that area. Any other vehicles other than delivery vehicles, if they're privately owned, will be very easy to identify, whether they be, vans, trucks, whatever it might be.
Especially at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Why? Yes. Why would they be? And I don't know. And what I just quickly read, they didn't source this to law enforcement. So it's possible they say Fox News has learned. Okay, so it is sourced to law enforcement, because there's nobody else who's calling Fox to tell them that they did this. They learned
it's
this.
probably part of that public-private.
Law enforcement. Why would law enforcement want us to know this?
Well, first of all, it's a big lead. Secondly, they're not driving by this house in June and on these other dates well in advance of the abduction with masks on or at nighttime. So, I mean, I just think it would be fantastic if one of these clowns got a ticket on speeding cameras, because the speeding cameras don't record, but they do take your photo when you're driving through and that light goes off. And boy, wouldn't that be a bonanza of a tip.
Or a Tesla camera, or the neighbor. Maybe that's what they're doing with the neighbor's Ring cam. Maybe it's not even about they already checked that one perhaps for the night she disappeared. Maybe they're going back to see whether anybody did a drive-by
daylight
on any of these dates.
Exactly.
Daylight stuff.
Which they still should have done weeks ago, but that's okay.
Yeah.
International disputes, inflation, rising national debt.
Should have done that weeks ago.
I don't see
Yeah, that
anything.
was interesting.
Yes, very much so. I liked that. I don't see anything new, but like other than what you just hit from Brian. I went to all his what he uses. I went through Twitter, YouTube, everything, and I don't see nothing brand new. The only thing is that whole thing where he stated he's in Mexico now. That's
yeah. Yeah, I got that. This is a short, so I probably end with this and we'll give our final thoughts.
Sounds good.
Whoops.
Hey guys, so I crossed into Mexico. I'm in Nogales right now, right?
Okay, wait a minute. Why is this so
Hey guys,
what do I got to do here? Why is this so giant? Did I change? Oh, yeah, I did. I got it on 150%. That's why. There's a way to make it bigger. Oh, it's here. And where's the corner?
Bottom corner.
Yeah.
So I crossed.
Not doing it.
It might not. Go down to the bottom.
Hey guys, so I.
Oh, down here.
Very bottom corner and hit that square first. Down, or you might not have one. I do. Okay, you should be able to click. This is Twitter. That's why it's a Twitter feed.
Okay.
Crossed into Mexico. I'm in Nogales right now, right on the other side of the border from Arizona. And I'm talking to people about whether or not they have heard of the Nancy Guthrie case. It's super interesting. Most of the people I've talked to so far haven't heard of the case at all. They had no idea. We showed the picture of Nancy Guthrie, and they knew nothing. A few other people said they saw it on the news. So it is on the news over here in Mexico. It's just weird because we're like right across the border. And another woman was saying she saw it on social media. She saw it on Facebook and TikTok. So it's interesting. I'm just going to walk. This is Daniel, photographer, translator, because I don't speak very good Spanish. But we're going to just walk around Nogales and see.
Bodyguard.
Again, it's just like this is where you would cross over if you were trying to come from Tucson. It's like an hour. It was very easy to get in, which I'll show you guys later.
I was going to say that.
It's interesting that so many people haven't heard of the case over here, and it's right across the border. Hey guys, so I crossed.
So there's probably more English language speaking if you're close to the border. The further in you go, it's less.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I guess they're down there, so that's going to be interesting to watch later. Do you think JLR is going? Anybody know? Is JLR heading down there?
He probably will too. Yeah, he pretty much follows Brian around. Whatever Brian does, JLR follows behind. So I wouldn't be surprised if, and I'm sure JLR has passport and all that stuff. So yeah, he'll probably be the next one to head over.
Yeah.
And I promise you this much: if there's word that comes back that they have a strong feeling that Nancy's there, he's gone. He's gone. He'll pop up out of a tree somewhere like, here I am in Mexico,
I love it. What a life, to just
right
travel and see all these different places and meet people and report on true crime. And
that's why I told, I was talking to I think we talked about it once before too. And I was like, if my wife could retire early, I think we would look into getting an RV and just travel around and do what we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be amazing. That would be awesome to be able to go to different areas that crimes are happening in and report from their boots on the ground every time. That's my dream. My kids, my youngest one's grown now, so we could go on road trips regularly, and she's all about it. So absolutely.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. All right. So we talked about Prince Andrew today. Former Prince Andrew. Yeah. Redacted Prince Andrew. And the charges against him, he was arrested this morning. It's his birthday. Got arrested on his birthday.
Oh, wait, Kim, hold on. That's true. JLR is ex-convict. I don't think he can get a passport. That's true. So he might be stuck on this side of the border because he did prison time.
Oh, I didn't know it affected that.
I believe it does now. That's it. If he can, it's going to be hard.
Even if you did your time and you're out?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can. I'll have to look into that. That's a good point, you guys. Thank you for bringing that up.
Well, we'll see if he makes it over there or not.
Yeah.
That's funny. Maybe that's why he did make a comment. I was watching his live from yesterday, and he said he did go down to the border one time. He was covering like the wall and the
Yeah,
immigration
I
stuff,
remember when he was doing that.
and he said he put 1 foot into Mexico. He was
Mm,
like right on the border, but he didn't like go, he like put 1 foot. So maybe.
that could be. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I like this looking at like what's new breaking news, and it was interesting looking at that frat footage and
I
just to
agree.
discuss
It was
different.
very cool. All of it. Everything you did today, the way you did it, I kind of reminds me when I was doing my morning shows, a little bit everything. And I like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's I've like envisioned that for a while and wasn't sure about it, but slowly, slowly. Still have
Absolutely.
some core cases that we're always going back to and following, but
Forever
like
else.
today you hit dry spells with stuff. You can't always.
Yes, Idaho is kind of wrung out right now. Nancy's case is it's still moving, but it's pretty wrung out. There's a lot of other cases out there, but it's hard for us as creators to be able to jump and run 4 to 5 cases at a time. I've done it. It's not fun. It's very hard to keep. People don't like to follow that many cases at one time either because they focus in so much. They get confused about. I've come to find out that they get confused about details in different cases and they cross them over and they don't like that. So
Easy to do.
yeah, we
Easy
try
to
to.
do.
I think, and I don't mean to speak for you, but I think we try to cover just, maybe 2, 3 max at the one
Yeah.
time and just kind of keep as much as we can going.
Yep, for sure. All right, green team, Sluther 75 and Caius, and I saw Ro in here and Christina, Meg, my moderators. Mike was in here earlier. If you'd like to become a unique peep, please consider becoming a member. Please make sure you hit that like button. Beach Babe, you're on the team.
Peep, 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 peep,
Beep, beep, beep.
peep, peep. I'm a unique peep.
Beep, beep.
By the way, I just realized, because if I'm correct, let me check it and make sure, but I am. You made me a moderator. Thank you.
I did.
I am
honorary.
very much appreciated. Thank you so much.
No work needed, just access. Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you for
you.
that. And make sure you guys need to become peep peeps.
I made different versions of them. Oh my God, they are so funny. Like that one's got a big chain, like a big thick chain on it.
That's a really cool theory too. I love the way you did that whole like unique, typically unique, and peeps because we're peoples, and it's really cool, Kim. I like
Well, you suggested it.
Well,
I thank you.
You made it. You brought it to fruition, and you made it cool. So
Thank you. I know I didn't want it to be like too babyish or childish or anything. Thanks, Jessie Lynn. Peep, peep, beach
always
babe.
a great show. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. I love discussing everything with you as always. Yes. We're a good collab, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't wait for Saturday. Don't forget, you guys, I'm going to plug this because I'm going to plug it as often as I can.
Yes.
Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You gotta join us at the cafe for the Verdict Room Unfiltered with myself, this lovely lady here next to me, Miss Kim from Typically Unique, Logan with Bronx Tales, True Crime, and The Last 24, Mikey. We will be joined by Miss Audrey from Glitch DNA, guys. You got to be there for that. You got to be there, truly.
Yeah, she's amazing. We're going to have really good questions, I think, for her. She's going to share some really great information with us. She breaks it down really good. So yeah, I'm looking.
Yes, I'm excited. I want to pick her brain because she's so smart. She is so smart.
Looking forward to it. If anybody could drop Dago's link to Crime Cafe with Dago. I know it was earlier, but on our way out, that would be amazing. Are you going live in a little bit?
I'm gonna try. I gotta do some stuff. I got some chores to do.
I know that stupid life gets in the way, doesn't it?
Always. I'm gonna try to.
We'll be on the lookout.
Yeah, the boss lady left me a honeydew list the size of a book today, so I'm going to be busy, but I couldn't miss this. So,
you know what I have to do? I have to go put my kitchen back together because we finally got, because if you go without a sink for a couple days, I mean, there's dirty dishes everywhere. Oh my goodness. So
I'm on laundry patrol today, and then I have to do my daily wife chores, I call them, and vacuum and dishes and all that fun stuff. So,
all right. Yep. Have a good day, everybody. Stay kind, stay positive, and we will see you back here tomorrow at 11:30. But we are clocking out for now.
Yep.
See you tomorrow.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe. It's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. That could be unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. Show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and wild to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.